A girl runs over to a girl sitting in a wheelchair and says, "Beautiful! Wait a minute, please." Then the girl says to her, "What are you doing?" Then the girl says to the girl in the wheelchair, "May I borrow your wheelchair?" Then she looks surprised and says, "Borrow my wheelchair? But my legs and feet don't work properly." Then the girl asks her, "Is your home far from here?" Then she replies, "No, not very far. It's just about 100 meters ahead." Then the girl says to her, "How about this? I have $10,000 with me. This is the money for borrowing your wheelchair." Then she says to the young man who is with her, "Sir, please make sure this beautiful young lady gets home safely." Then the young man carries the girl on his back and walks away with her. After they leave, the girl sits down in the wheelchair and heads toward her boyfriend. Then she walks up behind him and says, "Hello." Then the man turns around, looks at her and says, "Hello, are you Alex?" Then she says, "Yes." "Are you Max?" Then the man says, "Yes, I'm Max." Then the man looks at her and asks, "What happened to your leg?" Then the girl makes up an excuse and says, "Oh, my leg was injured in an accident, but I'm really happy that you came to meet me today." Then the man says, "Of course I did." Then the girl says to him, "I feel like you probably won't like me, so I'm just going to leave." She starts to walk away. Then the man stops her and says, "Hey, wait a minute. That's not what I meant. Honestly, I don't mind at all. Your legs should never stand in the way of our relationship." Then the girl says, "Do you really mean that? But the doctor said my leg might never recover." Then the man says to her, "To tell you the truth, I had a girlfriend before, but she was selfish and greedy. She left me. I don't have any problem with you at all. I'm looking for a girlfriend. I just hope she has a kind heart, is caring, and has a gentle personality. I think you're a wonderful person. What do you think about me?" Then the girl says to him, "I think you're a very honest and kind man." Meanwhile, his ex-girlfriend is walking over with her boyfriend and says, "Honey, today is your first day at work. Make sure you do a great job." Then her boyfriend says, "Don't worry." Suddenly he notices the man and says to his girlfriend, "Look over there." Then his girlfriend says, "Isn't that the guy who used to?" Then her boyfriend says, "You're right. Come on, let's go take a look." Meanwhile, the man says to Alex, "Thank you for your kind words. I bought these flowers especially for you. Here, they're yours." Then the girl accepts the flowers and says, "Thank you so much." Just then, his ex-girlfriend walks over and says to him, "Oh, isn't this my loser ex-boyfriend Max?" The man turns around, looks at her and says, "It's been a long time." Then his ex-girlfriend says, "Who would ever be excited to see you?" Then her boyfriend says, "Honey, judging by your ex-boyfriend's situation, it looks like he's here on a blind date, and he even brought a disabled girl with him." Then his ex-girlfriend mocks them and says, "Wow, he really is here for a blind date, and she's even crippled." Then the man says to her, "Don't go too far. You can insult me if you want, but don't insult her." Then the girl says to him, "Listen, Max, my husband is now the director of Yang Group." Then her boyfriend says, "Honey, that's not quite right. I'm now the chief creative director of Yang Group." Then the girl sitting in the wheelchair says to him, "Are you really the chief creative director of Yang Group?" Then his girlfriend says, "Honey, she's questioning you." Then the man says, "You're not even worthy of questioning me. If today weren't my first day on the job, I would take both of you to the Yang Group building so you could finally see what the real world looks like." Then his girlfriend says to them, "Honey, people like these two country bumpkins could never even get into a prestigious place like Yang Group." Then the man says, "That's true. The security guards would definitely stop them at the entrance." Then the girl in the wheelchair says to them, "At the end of the day, you're only a small chief creative director. What exactly are you so arrogant about?" Then the man says to her, "Have people like you started looking down on me now too?" Then his girlfriend says, "Honey, look, the company secretary is coming." Then the man sees the secretary and says to them, "I'm warning both of you. The secretary of Yang Group is here. Keep your mouths shut." Then the secretary walks over to the girl sitting in the wheelchair and says, "Madam Chairwoman." The moment they hear those words, both of them are completely stunned. Then the girl stands up from her wheelchair and says to them, "That's enough. Get out of here." Then the man makes excuses and says to the chairwoman, "Madam Chairwoman, I'm just used to joking around. I was only joking this time too. You're generous. Please forgive my mistake." Then the chairwoman says to him, "A joke? Let me tell you something. There was nothing funny about it. People who are arrogant and look down on others will never work for our company. You're fired. Get out of here immediately." Then the man says, "Boss, please forgive us." Then the girl says, "Get out." Then the two of them leave. After they are gone, the man says to the girl, "Alex, what's going on? Your leg is perfectly fine. Then why did you come to the blind date in a wheelchair? And how are you the owner of the company?" Then the girl says to him, "Max, the truth is, there's nothing wrong with my legs. I did all of this because today I wanted to find someone who would truly love me and genuinely care about me from the bottom of his heart. You don't mind that, do you?" Then the man says, "I don't mind at all." Then the girl says, "So, would you still want to be with me?" Then the man says, "Me? Of course I would." Then he picks up the flowers, hands them to her, and says, "Here you go. These flowers are for you." Then the girl accepts the flowers. She turns to the audience and says, "Dear friends, through one simple test, I finally found someone who truly cares about me from the bottom of his heart. We're going to be together from now on. Will you give us your blessings and best wishes?"